Get me a source which are from doctors, those who are dietitians, those whose field is for you to understand. They understand the food intake and they know the deficiencies. Let's go eat some burgers, come on. Don't use that argument, please. That's rubbish.
I'm not saying that
I'm tall and I'm strong, so if I'm a vegan, that's okay. Come on.
What I'm saying isn't okay. You know, I'm vegan because the reason I'm so tall is because I'm vegan. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we can look at the top level of athletes, right? Nate Diaz defeated two-time world champion Conor McGregor in UFC. The only male Olympian to compete in the US Olympics in 2013.
What about the rest of the champions?
Hang on.
Khabib is not a vegan, trust me.
Let me finish.
Yeah, go on.
Because the criticism you'll find it's invalid if you listen to my podcast.
Actually, your principle is invalid. Because of what you brought, I said I can show you equal number of non-vegans who... Yeah, but the principle is not really worth it. Yeah, go on.
Thank you. So the gentleman here is suggesting that you would need to be deficient, you won't get everything correct from a vegan diet, and that's factually incorrect. Like I said, Nate Diaz is two-time world champion in the UFC with 11 days notice, primarily plant-based. The Gladiators, primarily plant-based. The world record holder in the keg lift.
What is the point? What's your argument?
Let me finish and you'll know.
No, I need to know the argument before you finish.
And
what's your argument?
You'll know the argument if you listen. If you keep listening, you'll maybe hear more argument.
No, but you're saying after I finish the argument, then I'll give you why.
I'm still not finished.
Yeah, go on. So what is the argument?
So I would say is that you can look at the top level of society in terms of strength and people that need nutrition, and we can see that a lot of these athletes, obviously most of them are meat eaters, most people are meat eaters. I'm not saying that eating meat won't get you the strength that you need, but the idea that you can't get your nutrients, you can't get your protein.
B12,
from
yeah.
plant-based diet.
B12, you can't.
You can, of course you can.
From where?
From fake meats. Google.
Fake? What is fake what?
Fake meat.
Fake meat?
Yeah, not real.
Which fake meat? What's it called? Vivera.
Vivera, and you can also get it from Kellogg's cereal.
But how much of that you have to eat to supplement the level that you need? You haven't looked into this, have you?
I have. One wrap of Vivera, which is a fake shawarma meat. It has B12 in it, and I get the same amount as I would have if I...
How do you know? Did your doctor say that?
No, you can just look at the back that it says...
No, did your doctor say that?
No.
So have you gone to any professionals who actually are able to tell you what you're deficient in? Yes? For example, B12. Most of the vegans that I spoke to, they take B12 supplements.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because they don't eat the substitute meats that I do.
No. Why can't they eat that? Why?
They can, but they don't. So you're asking me why they specifically.
You know what?
Hang on.
You know what was their response?
So there are a lot of meat eaters that are deficient in iron. Do I think, oh well, you've got to go vegan because blah blah, you don't get enough iron from meat? You get plenty of iron from meat. The people that are deficient in these things like iron because they don't eat enough. They don't eat enough of the right food. So the idea that some vegans don't get enough B12, so therefore the vegan diet throw out the window. I get enough B12, and whether the gentleman wants to believe it or not is kind of irrelevant. I'm telling you factually, whether I do or not, you can get enough B12 without supplementing any vegan diet. But even if you couldn't, let's say you couldn't, let's say the gentleman's proposition is completely true. Let's say you can't get B12. When most people, a pack of 100 B12 supplements, taking one a day.
By the way, Bill, look, most of the examples you gave is anecdotal. So it's either yourself. Have you quoted any professionals?
Well, no. So
it's anecdotal.
No, it's not anecdotal.
Okay, let me. You have spoken a lot. Let me speak now. Okay. You heard of this website called WebMD? No. WebMD.com. So these are professionals. They are doctors. Yes, and they know what they're saying. So when they say researchers have long known that a strict vegetarian diet, not even a vegan, a strict vegetarian diet, one that excludes all animal products, can lead to vitamin B12 deficiency. Can I finish it, please?
Sorry. I mean, yes? the irony is
and
you
possible,
were interrupting me quite a lot, so I don't want to give you attention on medicine.
In fact, I had to stop you earlier. And possibly heart diseases. Okay? Now, this is from the WMD.com. So they know what they're talking about. So people who actually eat or do not eat any meat products, this is what you have to deal with. Yeah. And that's the reason. Those people who are honest vegans, honest vegetarians, whom I spoke to, yes, they all take supplements for that. Because it not only causes B12 deficiency, as it says, it's also heart diseases. Okay? And this is not anecdotal. This is actually professionals who actually read that.
Yeah,
who researched it. Second?
For the fourth time, can I ask when it was published?
When it was published? Why does it matter?
The reason it matters is because 5-6 years ago, before I considered going vegan, vegans would have to be deficient because you could not get B12 from anywhere else. Now, as of today, in the United Kingdom, you can get B12.
But you said fake meat. What fake meat?
Vivera, I've told you.
Vivera.
You get it from Asda
And-
and Sainsbury's as well.
Yeah, but you have to like I said, you have to quote to me something from something that's credible. Some credible source.
But you're asking me.
It's all anecdotal so far.
You're asking me which foods I can eat. Well, I was supposed to
No,
give
from.
you-
But it's your look. If I said okay, if I said you have to X, Y, and Z, I'm not a professional. It's not my field.
What
Yes?
I'm telling you,
To be a
what I'm telling you is you can go to Sainsbury's, you can go to
no,
Asda.
Sainsbury's is not professional either. Get me a source which are from doctors, those who are dietitians,
okay.
those whose field is for you to understand.
Yeah, so-
they understand the food intake
So
and they
first
know
of
the
all-
deficiencies.
First of all, you can look on the back of these products and you can
No,
see how much B12 is
that's
in
not how it works. I think you completely misunderstood how it works.
Firstly, that is completely how it works.
Yeah.
And secondly, I've already said, even if you were deficient in B12, it's very cheap to supplement B12.
Yeah. By the way, do you not use any animal products? Like what? Like if some vegans who wear leather shoes, is that okay?
I think it depends. If you bought the shoes before you were vegan, I think that kind of makes sense.
What if it's a roadkill?
Yeah, I think that's okay.
Can you eat roadkill?
Yeah.
You can eat roadkill
Yeah.
as a vegan.
Yeah.
Wow, you're not a vegan then.
Why?
Because you eat roadkill.
Well, I think.
I can't believe you just said that.
I don't think that's inconsistent. I think.
If you think eating meat is immoral, also your eating is only based on if the animal is killed. Morally, then it's okay.
No, it's not. It's not. I think that's a.
So what is your argument?
Famous strong. But,
What's your argument?
My argument is that if you don't need to kill an animal, if we don't need to kill an animal, the action of us needlessly killing an animal is wrong.
If the animal is killed accidentally, you're okay with that?
If we haven't killed the animal deliberately, then why would
So if somebody else kills it like the roadkill, then it's okay. How do you know the guy didn't kill it deliberately?
No, but I wouldn't eat roadkill. But
You just said you did. You're making a U-turn now. Come on.
So I would say that.
Bill, let's be fair. Did you say you'll kill roadkill?
Let me finish.
Did you say that?
Let me finish.
You did.
Let me finish. I would say, I think, I don't remember exactly what I said. I said,
You said you're okay to eat roadkill.
would it be okay? You asked me whether it would be okay. You didn't say whether I would eat it.
No, you said you would eat
Okay,
it.
well, regardless,
It's on camera.
regardless of whether
Camera
I did-
doesn't lie.
Regardless of whether I did. But my point is that
That you lied.
if it were accidentally killed, I don't see a philosophical problem.
But how would you know somebody in a roadkill would accidental?
Maybe, and that's why I changed my mind. You know.
Ah, so say it like that. Don't say you didn't say it.
I'd say I changed my
Okay.
mind.
Anyway, look.
If you didn't know,
If that is the case, then I think is a case. There are many people who say that stunning an animal, the animal doesn't feel anything.
Yeah.
Yes. What do you make of that?
I would still. There are various ways to talk about it. I'd say one of my, like I said before, I have just said this, but
Because your problem is, I think, with the pain, right? The pain element.
No. I mean that is.
So what is the other element then, if it's not pain?
If you let me finish, I was going to
Yeah.
answer the questions that you've just asked me. Is that that is a part of it. A part is the suffering, the needless suffering. But ending an animal's life that doesn't want to be ended is wrong.
No, but when it, for example,
Intentionally ending an animal's life, if you don't need to, that's what's wrong.
Okay.
Regardless of how we do it. Painlessly, instantly, I don't.
What is your view with regards to?
Well, I want to talk briefly. Sorry to interrupt. I want to briefly talk about the previous thing you just mentioned. So, in terms of heart disease, we've known since the 70s that red meat is carcinogenic and causes heart disease. So, whether or not a vegan diet does.
Or even a small amount?
Yes. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
I don't think
sadly.
so.
So you know, it may be the case that veganism has downsides. I'd say red meat has downsides, but what I'd say.
No, but look, I'm not telling you to go mad on red meat.
I know you're not.
Everything in moderation is okay as long as it's not harmful to your body.
What I'm saying is that if both sides have evident and scientific downsides, if red meat is proven to be carcinogenic.
Do you drink alcohol?
No.
You don't drink alcohol at all?
It's higher.
Interesting.
It's higher in calories. You know.
What about abortion? Are you for it or against it?
No, I'm against it.
You're against abortion. What if let's say somebody gets raped and they get pregnant? What then?
But I don't see how this is relevant.
It's very relevant because you said somebody's life shouldn't be ended, and that includes humans, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: in the case of a rape,
Yeah.
should you end the life of the child, or should not?
No.
You shouldn't. So the mother.
I would say it's acceptable only if it threatens a mother's life.
No. The mother has to live with that all her life.
You should put it for adoption, yeah.
Why should you put your own child for adoption? Are you?
She's the mother of the child.
Yeah.
You give that child away to someone else.
You don't think it's better than killing your own child?
Say it again, sorry.
You don't think it's better than killing your own child?
It's better than killing your own child.
Better than killing your own child.
Yeah, so do you not think giving it for
But do you not-
If you didn't want to keep it, I'm not saying she has to get it for
I read
adoption.
your sign.
Yes, but briefly, because I've got a lot of things to talk about. Briefly, if you
But
did,
that's an easy question.
assuming she didn't want to keep it, I think
Yeah, Hamza.
ending its life, you know?
Can I just ask you an easy question? Who would know what's best for animals, you or God?
Pardon?
Put it on your belt.
Who would know?
Who would know?
Who would be? Yeah.
Just me or God?
Yeah.
Well, I don't believe in God, so I'd say me.
But if God exists, who would know?
If God existed,
Put it on your belt.
If God exists.
if God existed,
Oh, you don't know who that is?
God would know.
yeah.
Okay. So
Depending on which God, but assuming you're part of an Abrahamic religion, then yeah, I would say then God.
God is the standard of morality. Yeah.
Yeah. If he exists.
If he exists. So you would accept then, if God exists, he would know what's best for animals. So you accept if God exists, eating animals isn't a problem if God said it's not.
You don't believe in God, or you do?
He doesn't.
Agnostic or atheist?
There's no such thing as atheist. You're not an atheist, you're agnostic.
No, I'd say, but you know what you mean by atheist. I think if you define atheist as someone that believes that there is no God, I'm not an atheist. If you define atheist as someone that doesn't believe in the arguments for a God,
You're agnostic.
That's fine. That's fine.
But no, I'm not.
Let's say he doesn't believe in God. That's
Don't
fine.
tell me what I am.
Let's move
I
on.
just don't believe in the arguments for a God.
I'll tell you what you are, and I'll demonstrate you are. Fair enough. So, do you believe God exists?
No.
Right. Do you say God doesn't exist, or could God exist?
Theoretically, God could.
So you don't know if God exists or not. So you're agnostic.
So agnostic, yeah.
Right. So that's agnostic.
That was quick.
So does it matter?
Right. No,
No, it's
I'll
fine.
demonstrate that.
We need to get the right label for you.
Yeah.
Do we?
Just
Yeah.
kidding. Just kidding.
Yes.
Yes, because we know from
Because you don't even know your own position.
Yeah.
In that sense. So you'll.
No, I think you do know my position. I'm saying that theoretically, because I don't know the whole universe, I can't objectively say that God does.
So you're
exist.
agnostic.
However, all the arguments for a God, I don't believe.
What's the
So
best
I
argument?
know
What's the
my own
best
position.
argument? What's the best argument you've heard for God?
I'd say maybe contingency. I don't know, or maybe some necessary being kind of argument.
So
Yeah.
what's the best argument?
That's contingency.
What's the best argument you've heard for God, and on what basis did you reject it?
So, give me your best argument.
No, you said you've heard loads, and you've heard. So I just want to know what you've heard.
Contingency is good. Carry on with
Yeah,
that.
contingency. Let's go with the contingency argument of necessary being.
Well, I think you can get infinite regress. I think that.
That's included in
Yeah,
that.
but that doesn't affect contingency.
No, you can't have infinite regress and a first prime mover. You can't start a process and say no. You can't start something and say it goes back forever. That is logic.
No,
Something can't have a beginning and go back forever.
You can have an infinite number of things, an infinite number of things, but still it would require the necessary thing. It would just become the set of the dependent things. You still need something independent, even if there's a set of.
No, he means that there has to be a start somewhere.
But even in infinity, an infinity of dependent things still requires something of dependence.
Yeah,
No, but as soon as you say infinitely dependent,
Yeah, you need to start with something independent.
yeah, there has to be an independent.
No matter how many is in that set of dependent things,
Yeah.
even if it's an infinite number, there still needs to be something independent for that set.
And that's the end.
No, whatever it is.
I think that's an assumption. But the thing is,
Why is it an assumption?
No, so the one thing I quickly do want to say is I would be happy to have a debate on religion. My
We're not debating religion.
I think we're debating God, which I think, if I'm right, is going to go into religious philosophy and theology. Which
I didn't mention
okay, but what I would like to say is, whether pedantic or not, is that I don't really consider want to debate God. I don't think it matters. But the point
I'll tell
is,
you why it matters.
right, okay, go for it.
Because you just conceded,
Yeah.
if God does exist,
Yeah.
and he says eating animals is alright,
Yeah.
then eating animals is not immoral.
Yeah.
So you're stood here with a sign saying eating animals is immoral. Therefore, it does matter whether God exists or not.
Yeah, but I don't believe in a God.
I know you don't, but so it matters if God exists or not. Because in your world,
definitely. But like with all due respect, and it sounds like I'm trying to cut myself out and go home.
No, that's fine. That's fine. If you need to go, you need to go.
I've been here
We don't want to
I've been here for 9 hours.
Hold you
and the
this.
last thing I want to do is have another debate about religion. But I
All
mean,
I want to hear is the best argument for God you've heard.
I wouldn't. I don't think either of them. I don't think any of them are good.
I want to hear the best argument you've heard.
Yeah, I don't think any of them. I can't
Okay,
really
let me
rank.
rephrase my question. I want to hear the argument for God you've heard and why you rejected it.
What I'd say, like the ontological argument, is a pretty bad one.
Can you just tell me the argument? What is the argument? What is the premise and what is the conclusion and why you reject it?
Well, okay, so the idea that various ones, one includes like we need a creator. We look at other things like a building, and we know that had a creator. We look at the universe that has a creator. I think that's wrong because
cause and effect. Is that what you're
Cause and
saying?
effect.
It's linked to it, kind of, yeah. But so in the same way, some people say, okay, we look at a building and say we know that had a creator.
Yeah, it's cause and
the
effect.
universe in its intricacy, and we say that must have a creator. And I don't believe in that because we can compare
So
houses to other houses.
that's like the Kalam cosmological argument.
Yeah, we have seen other houses being built. We haven't seen universes being built. So we can't say that it applies to the universe.
Do you have to see something for it to exist?
No, I would say that the reason why people can say we can look at a building and look at a house and say that it has a creator, even if we haven't seen it being built, the reason we can say is because we have seen other houses being built.
That's not why we say it.
Nobody. Do
Why
you
say that?
Well, houses can't build themselves.
do you think the universe came by itself?
One second. We don't say houses have been built by human beings because we've seen people build houses. We say, well, how could it possibly build itself?
Yeah, because we know that the houses are built by
Because we
humans.
know the properties of what the house is made of has no what's the word?
It's not sentient. Yeah.
It's not sentient.
It doesn't
has
have
the power to
consciousness.
do so. A brick can't lift itself up, and then we know somebody caused that to occur.
Yeah.
So we know something exists. Yeah. So we know, for example, house. Let's say, imagine we found a building of a pyramid on Mars. We didn't see anyone build that pyramid on Mars.
Yeah.
So
We can say.
let me break it down instead. So basically,
I've heard the argument.
basically the Kalam cosmological argument is like that anything that begins to exist must have a cause.
And I don't think that's the case.
Okay.
So name one thing.
So you think the universe?
The universe.
Are you saying the universe didn't begin to exist?
To assume that everything within a universe,
All right.
the laws that apply
Let's
to
rephrase the
hang on.
question.
To say that the things that within the universe must
Did the universe
laws
begin to
must
exist?
apply
Let's
to-
rephrase the question.
Hang on, I'm not finished. To say that the laws that apply to individual things within the universe must apply to the universe itself, it's fallacious. And I would say in terms of your go back to your point that you said previously. You said about a pyramid of Mars. You would assume it's crazy. That's because you can look around at other planets and look at the lack of creation. However, with the universe,
Let me
we can't
rephrase
look
my
at
question.
Okay, go for it.
Name one thing you know that began to exist.
And doesn't have a cause.
I can't. Well, the universe.
Prove it.
No, I can't know.
So you can't know?
No, but the burden of proof isn't upon me.
It is actually, yeah, it is.
My entire point.
It kind of is.
No, it's not.
I'll tell you why it is.
It's not.
I'll tell you why.
If you're making the claim, it's on you.
You're making the claim.
Yeah.
No, I don't make it. You're making the
You're
claim.
making the
You're
claim.
making the
No,
claim.
he asked you the question. You gave the answer.
No.
He asked you the
No,
question. You gave the answer.
No, that's not
my
true.
question?
So that was your claim.
You asked whether or not I believe in a God. I said no.
No, that wasn't his
Let me
question.
finish.
Just now, just now.
3 seconds. Jesus Christ. So you said.
Oh, Jesus Christ, he believes in God.
You said to me,
Just a prophet.
whether or not I believe in the existence of a God. I said no. Do you say that there is no possible chance that a God could exist? I said I don't know. I don't think it's.
No, what was this question? Do you remember?
my question.
Do you remember the question?
That was one of the first
My
questions.
question-
That was one of the.
The last question. The last question.
Can you name? I said, can you name anything?
But the burden of proof is on me here.
Listen, bro. Just listen to the
I'm
question.
not making the claim.
No, he asked a question. You gave the answer.
Anything
That is a
you
claim.
know of
No.
that began to exist that didn't have a cause.
No.
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 Does everything in your experience
Yeah.
that begins to exist have a cause?
Yeah.
So why then do you ignore your human experience, and automatically assume that the universe doesn't have a cause when you know from your experience anything that begins to exist is necessarily has a cause?
Now ask him. Ask him if the universe has a cause because he actually agreed with you. Does the universe have a cause
Let me
then?
ask you this in response. Do you not think it's possible for the universe to exist somewhat infinitely, and the Big Bang to exist, and everything to be created?
No.
Do you not think that that's theoretically possible?
In fact,
we
most.
can see the results of
No, Billy.
Bang
Most of the
is
scientists
probability
agree with Big Bang
Yeah.
and not this cyclic universe, which would apply
Yeah.
your proposition. The reason for that is because most scientists actually disagree with anything before this singularity.
Yeah.
The reason for that is because there's no evidence for it.
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
Carbon. forms in stars. Is that random or is there a design behind it?
I'd say it's random.
Random. So, have you heard of Hoyle, the astrophysicist?
No.
Is it Robert Hoyle? I think it's a Scottish astrophysicist. So he made the claim, or his study was that it is random, like you said. When he studied what would need to occur for this to be random, the odds were so preposterous, he actually retracted it and said, you know what, there's intelligent design behind this.
Yeah.
Right. So let me ask you, so an astrophysicist, after studying the probabilities and the necessary conditions for carbon to form in stars, concludes that this is not random. What do you use as evidence to support the idea that carbon forming in stars is indeed random?
Yeah. So I'd say two things.
Have we changed the goalpost here?
The reason I say it's random.
We were talking about something that is like the universe, which began to, and you did agree that it began to exist, right?
Oh yeah, he did actually. Well, if I ask you, name one thing that you know began to exist without a cause, we said the universe. That means the universe began to exist without a cause.
Okay, let us ask you directly. Do you think the universe always existed, or it began to exist? Okay, what is the evidence for it being?
No, not even evidence. Why do you believe that?
It's because I don't believe in the idea of.
So forget that. Why do you believe it's always existed?
It's because I don't believe in causal being. So
why not?
So because I don't believe in this.
What science supports you in the idea that the universe is always existed?
No. So I'd say that, depending on your interpretation, the photons that existed before the Big Bang, the small amount of photons that existed before the Big Bang.
You can't, what happened before the Big Bang?
The idea of everything came from nothing.
What happened before the Big Bang?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Like, you know,
so why speculating then?
But what I'm saying is, you keep pushing the metaphor from me. It's not on me.
No, you're the one making the claim. Did he not make claim for eternal universe? So the onus is on you.
The irony is, the reason I believe in an eternal universe is because I don't believe in the idea of a God. And you've asked
But that's not evidence. It is like me saying.
Why don't you believe in the idea of a God?
And this is one of the things I'm trying to say.
Because he's always a man.
Maybe it ran out of batteries.
What?
God's always.
We don't believe God
Why
to
is
be
he
a
a man?
We don't. What are you on about?
Why is God always a man?
What are you on about?
Bro, take a number. Join the queue. You're next.
Take a ticket.
Religion is the false comfort of the unreal.
Yeah. So I mean,
Say it again. Sorry.
He's hit and run. It's okay.
You're a hit and runner.
Hit and run. Yeah.
You're
it
a
sounds,
hit and
it sounds
runner.
like a bit of a
aren't
cop
you?
out.
It's not.
Make a little churchy
It sounds
comment and
weak
then
of
run.
me because I would like to.
Rather
say
than
anything.
stand
I
and hold your
grew
position.
up
You're being
religious.
passive aggressive.
It's a big part of my family. I did philosophy. I do a university.
What religion?
I did A level.
Right, we can see you doing your laces.
Why did you leave it?
So the thing is, this is very. So I would love to sit here, and I believe I can sit here and defend my argument. But
Hold on, Billy. With all due respect,
But you are.
But I'm not.
But you are.
But I'm not.
You are, because you're telling us that
it's immoral.
You're saying it's immoral.
Yeah.
And you've conceded if God exists, it's not immoral.
Yeah.
If
So
God
your
told you,
argument should be is God exists or not.
How do you know that's immoral?
My argument shouldn't be with. No,
Well, it
let
should be.
me
It
speak.
should be.
Let me speak. So when I say immoral, I don't believe that. If I don't believe in a God, I can't say that morality objectively exists. I don't.
know,
think you
we know
can,
that.
right? So the reason I say moral is because we all know, regardless of religion, whether atheist, agnostic, you have an inner sense of things feeling right and wrong. Right?
it's okay. I think the batteries ran out.
So when I say immoral, you all know what I'm trying to say. So by saying, oh well, morality is not objective, you know, in order to be objective,
Yeah, we can do
God, that's all true. However, before you interrupt, I would say when I say immoral, it's a colloquial thing. People know what I.
People disagree.
Colloquial immoral. What's that?
It's people know what I mean when I call something immoral.
Bro, this is worse than cop out.
When you call something immoral, what do you mean?
I think that
Something against humanity.
because morality doesn't exist objectively.
That doesn't make any sense.
Because morality.
Sorry, I made a mistake. Moral is like something.
Something, whatever.
Tell me what immoral means.
Because
No. What does colloquial immoral mean? I'm more intrigued by that.
Morality, what does that mean?
because for a subjectivist, morality can't exist, right? Yeah.
You're not one of them, are you?
Objectively.
You're not a subjectivist, are you?
I am.
You're a subjectivist.
Why telling people?
So why did he even use that word?
So let me answer the question you've just asked. And
Wait, why does he use that word if he's a subjectivist?
He doesn't know anything beyond his own existence.
I think I had enough of this.
Answer this question.
Let's go eat some burgers, come on.
Answer this question, which is perspective and this question without interrupting. So what I would say is, a solipsist and a subjectivist cannot argue from objective morality. So what's immoral and moral is what's called a buhara thing, right? Which is merely just saying what you like and what you don't like.
So it's like a good feel good factor.
Hang on, right?
As long as the feel good factor is moral.
Hang on.
Seriously?
Because there is no objective basis, all morality is for a subjectivist is at the end of the day emotional, right?
We know that.
And all I think morals are for an supposedly objective.
So you're not rational, you're irrational.
Let me finish. All I think that morals are for a theist is also emotional, because I think that the idea, the premise of a god, that where you get your objective morals from a god, an all-knowing, all-loving moral deity.
Yeah.
That's based on the subjective premise that deity exists, and I don't agree. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm saying I don't agree with the arguments for. So,
you haven't given an argument.
So I'm still not
that
finished.
you've refuted.
I'm still not finished. I did. I gave.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. You speculated a few things.
I said.
That's not an argument.
Tell us why they're wrong.
Let me finish. I said I don't agree with the idea of contingency because I think you can have infinite regress. Secondly, I
You
don't
can
agree,
or cannot?
Secondly, I don't agree with the Paley's watch argument where it looks very complex, therefore must have a design.
All right, how about this argument?
But hang on.
Let me give you an argument that you can't respond to.
Hang on. So you asked me questions, I responded to them, and then you criticised me for not responding to them. I reiterated them. But on the specific question that you've just asked me recently, why I say the word immoral when I don't believe morality even exists, it
Exactly.
seems silly. And I'm sure you all being, most of you I assume religious, will shake your heads. And I understand. But from my perspective, at least, please get to the point. Consider from my perspective, when I try to tell you something that I feel, portray a message, say that something is, or it feels bad, or we shouldn't do this. There's no way to say that without using the word immoral. And I don't believe morality and immorality exist. It's just the reason I say colloquially is because people know what I mean. Whether you're religious, whether you're atheist, whether you're agnostic.
Are you saying you can't find another substitute word for moral and immoral?
I probably could, but it's
What would it be?
easier, isn't it?
What would it be?
Right and wrong. Wrong.
What would it be?
Animals.
I think wrong is the word wrong is.
So why didn't you just say wrong? People understand what's wrong.
No, because I think wrong and immoral are equivocal, really.
No, wrong.
It's easy to write.
Exactly. In fact, it's got less letters as well.
Immoral is more provocative.
See, this
Provocative,
acts like you have a moral standard, which
Yeah.
you don't have.
No, it's true.
So you're saying something's immoral to your standard, which you don't have.
Yeah, you're being deceptive.
So yeah, I agree. The reason I'm being deceptive is because I want,
Because you want more people to provoke or something.
No, so I'm not looking to annoy people. I hope you're not saying that. I hope you're
No, not to annoy.
No.
When you deceive someone deliberately, yes, then that is wrong.
I wouldn't say I'm trying to.
I'm not using immoral.
Immoral
No, he doesn't agree, but it's wrong
I'm not trying to say.
because he understands wrong and right.
I'm not trying. I wouldn't say.
Well, he can't have understand wrong or right.
Yeah.
He has no standard.
I would say.
By the way, is deception wrong for you? No, is deception
He has
wrong?
no standard.
I wouldn't say it's deception.
Do you have a standard of right or wrong?
But is deception right or wrong for
I
you?
wouldn't say it's deception.
No, but if it was deception,
I'd say it's wrong.
is it wrong?
I'd say it's wrong.
Okay.
The reason I wouldn't-
What about lying? Is lying wrong?
Hang on. The reason I would say it's not deception is because
has no
most people have an idea of what morality is, religious or not. Right?
I think most people will understand right and wrong as well.
So whether if you being religious will look at non-religious people and go, well, that's not.
Well,
really
why are you provoking
morality.
only the religious people?
Wait, it's very important that you hear me out all at once, otherwise you'll get confused.
Yeah, go on.
So you will look at people that aren't religious and go, well, they don't have a basis for morality, and that's true. But when I say immoral, people know what I mean. You know what I mean? You know what I'm criticising you are. You know what I'm criticising Jewish people of. You know what I'm criticising atheists.
Here's what I know.
You know why.
Here's what I know as a solipsist that you are.
Yeah.
You have no standard of right and wrong.
No.
So you're in no position to say anything is right or
What do you mean
wrong.
by a standard?
A standard that you can measure things against.
Hold on, did you just say no to right and wrong even?
Yeah.
Well, no, I think.
Well, you did. You changed it.
Yeah.
Then why are you worried about killing animals then?
No, as a solipsist,
It's not right or wrong.
He doesn't even know beyond his own existence anything else.
No, I think, look, if you don't have even the standard of right and wrong, then what is the point of that then?
So when we say, okay, so the words
What is the
right,
point
the
of
words
that?
right and wrong for me, as a subjectivist, as a solipsist, don't mean anything.
We know that.
Right? So when you say when you criticise me of not having a basis,
Let me.
let me finish. Not criticising me for not having a basis of it. My basis of it is fundamentally, and it sounds quite weak because it is, it's my emotion. And equally, I look at you and I think if you could introspectively be honest with me, and instead of roll your eyes and laugh, which is quite condescending, but be honest with me, if you weren't religious,
Actually, you're using your intellect. You're using rationality. It's not just emotions. Okay? Let me ask you this. Do you consider killing someone is wrong?
Yes.
Why?
Okay.
I don't know, and that's the problem.
Hold on, he just said it's wrong. Earlier he said he has no compass of right and wrong.
It's wrong.
So
He said it's wrong, and when asked why he says it's wrong, he said, no.
So as I was saying,
I think let's end it there.
We're done.
Billy, I think you're hungry. You need some B12.
I feel that's
Billy, no,
slightly unfair. I feel that's slightly unfair. Do you not think so? So from my perspective,
It's not going to get any easier for you.
can you not see from my perspective, as someone that doesn't believe in God?
Hamza is still in
Let
first
me
gear.
finish, please, for more than 3 seconds. For more than 3 seconds.
Yeah, go on.
I haven't spoken to an atheist today, you see, so I'm hungry.
So, you know, do you not think that from my perspective, if I don't believe in the argument for God, whether or not the argument...
don't have a perspective.
Hang on. Whether or not from your perspective, they are strong or weak, from my perspective...
As a solipsist, you have no perspective.
There's nothing wrong for you. There's nothing right for you. Why be an activist?
As a solipsist, you said you are.
A solipsist perceives they have a perspective.
No, you can't believe in anything beyond your own existence.
You still have perspective, though.
Wait,
No, but anything else you can't be sure about.
you believe he exists?
Well, I wouldn't say he objectively does, but...
I don't objectively exist.
Do you think animals exist?
Not objectively, no.
So why you're an animal activist then? For something that doesn't exist? I think let's leave it there.
It's something that might not exist.
Huh?
I think
It's not going to help. Billy.
No, I think it's because...
You're digging yourself deeper.
Because they may...
Let's leave it there.
They may exist.
Yeah.
So on the chance that animals do exist, don't eat
No,
them.
so the reason I'm a solipsist, the reason I wouldn't say that you objectively exist, is because when we dream, we often... Sometimes we know...
We are not in a dream, come on.
But hang on. But when we dream, we are sometimes convinced that these things are real.
Yeah, in a dream, yeah. That's why it's called a dream.
A solipsist says that... I'm not necessarily...
I think you're not in touch with the reality. Let's put it that way.
Maybe I'm not. Maybe...
Billy, let's leave it here.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Are you here every week?
Yeah.
All right, I'm not. I come once a month. Yeah. I promise I'll have a nice sit-down conversation with you.
Yeah. Interesting. No camera. But yeah.
With cameras.
But finally...
This has to be.
But finally...
Over some food that exists.
I'll bring some chairs that might exist or not. I'm not sure.
But finally, you know, if we can dream and we feel like these things are real in a dream, not in all dreams, but in some dreams we do think...
Yeah, but now you're confusing dreams with reality.
There's a difference between...
You have lost touch with reality already.
Hang on.
Yeah, let's go pray.
If we think that these things are real, is that enough to say that they are?
You wake up, the difference is you wake up.
Is anyone else? But who's to say that we're not going to wake up now?
No, because...
So when you dream, do you not
So you think this could be a dream?
Could be. I wouldn't say that it is. I wouldn't say that
But
it
so
is.
you're saying
But
that-
I would say...
Billy,
let's leave it there, bro.
Let's leave it there. Let's part as friends.
You seem like a nice guy.
We'll see you again.
You know, we don't want to overpower you.
I do think it's consistent.
Take care,
to say
man.
that-
I don't think it's consistent.
Considering we don't know...
So
You need to figure out if it exists first.
Do you think it's wrong, by no standard, to eat animals that may not exist?
So, what I would say in response is the idea of right and wrong obviously don't exist. So I use a moral to provoke conversation.
Well, immorality doesn't exist to you either.
No, which is what it just
Yeah,
what it
exactly.
just said. So what I'm saying, I use it to provoke conversation.
No, but provoking. If that said it is wrong, I would still have the same conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. I know.
People would get the same meaning.
right, wrong,
But the
moral,
thing is,
immoral.
even right and wrong doesn't
No,
exist.
so what you're saying, something is immoral or wrong when you have no standard to measure it against whether it's right or wrong. You've got no way. And
They don't
the point
exist.
is,
Forget
these
about
animals
measuring.
don't even exist.
So immorality
much
doesn't
avatar.
exist. Animals don't exist. The thing is, you know,
I wouldn't say they don't.
Billy, the first rule of protesting is what you're protesting against should at least exist. You know, let's leave it there. Thank you very much.